Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Trill the Phenomenal Man. Welcome back to my walk and talk part 26. Today we have my walk and talk part 26. And as y'all can see that the sun is out. I know y'all thinking that why am I still wearing my jacket? But it's not hot. It's not too bad. It's just right. It got a little bit of breeze out. But it just feels good, man. The jacket ain't too heavy or big. It's just light. It just look like that. But anyways, man, want y'all go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Give the video a thumbs up, share it. Let me know what y'all thoughts. So that we can keep pushing, we can keep moving, man. And I want to say thank y'all for the support. I want to say thank y'all every time that I come on here, for showing the love. But man, today is just gonna be a free flowing video, just basically freestyling. But man, since these last couple of days that what was taking place was getting heavier and heavier and heavier. With my mental, with my energy, it was just getting heavier and heavier and heavier, man. Just trying to balance this thing out and go all in as much as I can, which is I was really doing, but actually, trying to keep that balance and make sure that I'm taking it easy on myself, and you want to do the same, man, because it's going to weigh you out. It's going to weigh you out if you don't have the balance of knowing when to step back from pushing yourself so hard to the limit. Know when you're doing a lot. Know when you're doing enough. Not to say that to be comfortable of just letting days slip by you and knowing you're supposed to, be working on what you're supposed to be working on. But you just want to have that balance for yourself, man. Take the time and just sit back and appreciate it, the work that you're putting in, appreciate the growth, show gratitude that the days that you've seen another day to make it happen, that you actually living to see another day to get closer to your dreams, because you can't rely on nothing. You can't rely on nobody in this world. You can't rely on nothing. The only person that you can rely on is God. You putting your work in and having faith, trust, and belief in God. Everything. Because He comes first of everything, no matter what. You're supposed to have Him in the center of your life. Everything that you do, every morning that you wake up, before you eat, before you go on that date, before you go shopping, before you take your kids out, before you take your kids to school, before you even start any type of daily routine, He's supposed to come first before anything. So you just want to have that right balance, knowing to fall back. If you don't know exactly what you should be doing, and if you just got your mind set on just work without actually taking the time and enjoying yourself and looking at how far you came, then you can speak to speak to a life coach or whatever, just to help you probably get on track if you can't seem to do it yourself. You know, hire a life coach. You know, like I said, the first thing you can do is prayers, if anything. But you know, if he's telling you to go ahead hire a life coach to help you get on track, then you know that can be very helpful, because you need that balance in your life. Work, you need that balance through life and work. Um, Anything that you're doing, starting your business, uh, you know, anything. If you're running your business, these big companies and all of that, and you're dealing with all your employees, and especially you got other things, other businesses on the side that you're working on, trying to build, and you just trying to bring this whole team together. It don't even have to be that big. It can just be starting off. You can just be starting off of, you know, just getting adjusted to life, of starting your sessions out, of taking of getting those of getting to those steps, getting to where you want to be, you know. But as y'all know that, you know, it's gonna be times you ain't gonna want to work. It's gonna be times that you ain't gonna want to be around your spouse, your family, whoever you with. It's gonna be times that you ain't gonna want to be around no one, because you're gonna need that solitude to yourself. You will need that time for yourself. You know, not saying that you not saying that you need that you're gonna, let me see, not saying that you need to put everybody on the back end. You know, these things should be discussed before anything. You know, especially the people in your life. I'm talking about the people in your life helping you and supporting you. You know, not the ones that ain't there doing nothing, just standing around, you know, just waiting for a handout when you get to that place in your life. You know, they're just waiting for a handout for you to give to them. We ain't talking about those type of people. We talking about the people that's supporting you, helping you, who's right there with you, who's been there with you since you was at the lower ground, and help you got this thing up, or either been right there giving you an advice, you know, just to help you put this thing together or whatever. But you know, those days like that is gonna come. But that's what I said. This goes back to knowing how to have balance. Knowing how to have balance in your life, so that when these times right here do come, you will know how to play it out. Instead of getting frustrated, being angry, want to quit and give up. You know, none of these things won't even want to take place. Yeah, you might have thoughts of giving up, but it's not going to be as bad if you have the balance in your life. You know, it's not going to be as bad once you have these things set up and organized the way how it should be, the way how it's supposed to be. You know, and one thing that I wanted to touch on too as well, that you want to know what you're shooting for in life. You don't want to waste decades of your life doing something that you come to realization and figure out that this is something that you wasn't supposed to be doing. That's why it's so critical to really think and to really go to God about these things like this, because I had someone, or actually, you know, in the comments, shout out to that person, was teaching for 25 years or so, and one of the videos that I put out, he or she messaged, if I'm not mistaken, I think I didn't really look at the name, but they message in the comment below and been like, yeah, I think this is God speaking to me, because I tried so long, I tried so much of trying to teach, and the people that he teach way before then, they all end up in prison or whatever. But it's like the ones now that he's teaching are thinking right now, is not even, they're not even connecting with him, or he's not even connecting with them on a level that the way they're supposed to be, and the way how he thought it was supposed to play out is not connecting, you know, for him to actually teach the way for them to learn, or, you know, to not to lead them in a life that where they want to go. And it's not connecting. They're not connecting. And when I say it's real critical, man, and because a lot of people, he or she is not the only person that's going through that. A lot of people are still going through that. A lot of people have been going through that in the past. And like I said, there's so many people going through that still right now as I speak. You know, they don't find out something later till it's like really, really, really later in their life, once they spend all these years figuring out, was this something they were not supposed to be doing, but was doing it anyways. That's why you got to be real critical of knowing, of answering your calling, knowing what you're supposed to be doing on earth. Maybe teaching was his thing to do, but maybe in a different direction, to speak, he or she, to speak and do speeches, motivation, you know, instead of settling, you know. And that can lead to a lot of man, that can lead to a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of it just leads to a lot of things in life, man. And it makes you wonder, like, man, it makes you feel like you waste so much time, you know. And sometimes, man, it really does take up a lot of time as you look at it. We're talking about decades. We ain't talking about 5 years, 5 to 10 years, 15 years. We're talking about decades. And even 5 to 15 years are a very long time to really come to your senses and open your eyes to figure out what you really supposed to be doing in life, and doing something that you was not supposed to be doing. You know, I mean, like, that gotta be that has to have a lot of pain, you know, after figuring out afterwards. You know, you have to have, you have to go through a lot of pain, man, to really find that out afterwards, and really notice, like there's something better out here in the world for me to do. There's something better in my life for me to do. And this is not to put no one down. Trust and believe that. I changed my life around when I was 22 years old, right? Very early. I thought 22 years was way too old for some reason for me to actually for me to actually click and find out, what I was supposed to be doing in life. And now that I'm looking at it, 22 years old, man, I had a very good start of really changing things and switching things around, moving it to a different city, changing my life completely. I'm talking about, because I was in the streets heavy. I mean, everything that you name it, I was doing it. You know, I was in the streets heavy, man, and for me to change my life around like that so quickly, I thought I waited too late to, because most people that age, their brain cells are not developed. I think their frontal lobe, it's not developed around that age. In your 20s, you should be getting everything out the way, as far as like messing around, whatever you was doing, and by the time you hit like 25, close to 30, then that's when things should be, clicking to you. That's when everything should be coming to you. But people in their mid-30s or so finally get a wake-up call. They finally get a wake-up call, and everything just changed for them, because what they went through showed them, it's a big transitioning, a big transformation as well, of just changing your life completely. When you change your life completely like that, it brings this force over you of not procrastinating, not hesitating anymore. I'm talking about the people that seen this opportunity and finally noticed what they was doing their whole 20s and in their teenage years and some of their 30s, and they know this thing was just a waste of time and not doing anything to fulfill their life. We talking about these people that I'm talking about snap overnight. And that's how long it takes. 20 years or so, maybe a little bit more, for people to actually wake up and just snap. When that light bulb go off, that's a wrap, because now you done finally awakened. You finally awakened. Now you're going after what you're supposed to be going after. Now you making the money. Now you building the houses. Now you got your real estate portfolio going on. You got the businesses popping. You connecting with people left and right, and you just come to realization like, man, what was all of this? What was going on? If I had known this since I was like 25, 24, or whatever, I'd have been doing this. But that's sometimes it have to be like that. And I'm just saying, man, if you listening right now, do not wait the next year, the next 6 months, not even the next 3 months. If you know you're supposed to be doing something better and knowing there's a higher calling in your life than what you're doing now, Go to God immediately, pray on it, because you can't say that these things was already coming to you. These things was they come to you every day, but you don't see it because our minds are so clouded. Our minds are so loud. We don't get to hear God talk every day. So you gotta eliminate all of those. But you gotta eliminate all of those voices and those distractions. But man, once you get to that point, once you see that, it's a big thing. It's a big thing, man. And I say that when this thing happened, once you see that, when this thing happened, it's no looking back. I sorry that I got distracted again. It was something I was supposed to say and I got off track, but that's all right. But yeah, hopefully this is a wake up call. Hopefully that y'all do see what's going on and y'all wake up and go after what y'all supposed to be going after and not settling for these companies, not settling for these jobs that you're working on, because it's okay to have you a job to get you where you're going at. That's a different story. But if you working these jobs more than you supposed to be working, then that's a problem. But you're supposed to go after your calling, go after what you're supposed to, and make that happen. Like I said, go to God immediately, pray about it, because I know that, like I said, I know that you were seeing these signs. You ain't gonna say that you wasn't seeing these signs, but we just too afraid to step into that place. I was once there, trust and believe. I was just recently there, but I'm just finally getting out of that. Especially like I'm telling you, I'm doing the work every day. I'm doing the work 4 to 5 times a day of meditating. I had so much barriers and trauma built in me, it didn't make no sense. And this was the time for me to really step into it and do this amount of work, because if I had to take my time, I'm taking my time, but if I had to take my time and not do the work 4 to 5 times a day, matter of fact, put it like this: if I didn't have the opportunity to do the work 4 to 5 times a day, I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now. And this is a short amount of time, a period that I'm actually like being fully awakened, but I'm not 100% there. I'm just talking about the progress, what I made so far. But it's a blessing to know that I had the opportunity and I'm taking advantage of it, so that I can actually share this with y'all. And this is not only it's not only anyways, man, I want y'all to go ahead. It wasn't nothing too major, but it was just to remind y'all, just to go after what y'all supposed to go after, man. hopefully this video right here upload fully, and they don't do no cutting out or skipping over, because I am making the video a little bit too long, but that's okay. But once y'all go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, thank y'all for showing the support, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.